Thank you, Zeba. And I can't thank you and the Doris Duke Foundation enough for your unwavering support over the last 8 years. You've been our biggest champion, so thank you. And I also want to thank Bibi Barami and Richard McKinney for sharing their beautiful story of transformation and hope and forgiveness. To me, you're both modern-day heroes, and you know, I don't know if you can tell from the trailer, but this story does have a happy ending, and I think an ending that is instructive of how we can be as a people and how we can come together. And I feel like the whole world can learn so much from both of you. I want to thank the team that made this film, and some of them are here tonight. Anna Rowe, Avi Bond, Alexis Gordon, my wife Erica Frankel, and Reverend Conrad Fisher, who believed in and supported this project from day one. I'd love to have you, and also, of course, Zaki Barami, who is Bibi's son, who's also in the film, is here tonight. And I'd love for you all to stand for a moment. We are very honored and grateful to the Interfaith Center of New York and to Reverend Chloe Breyer for shining a light on this work and shining a light on our efforts. So thank you to you all. I want to tell you a short story of the backstory of this film now. So this story begins in my suburban childhood home in Schenectady, New York, in a room with a bay window and thick yellow shag carpet. It was my mom's favorite room, and in fact, she had a special plastic rake that she used to rake the carpet to keep it looking fluffy. And as kids, we were not allowed in that room because she didn't want us to walk on the carpet. And the only time we could go in there was for special, very special occasions. And that was usually when my father, who is a local physician, would be entertaining other local doctors. And on those nights, if you looked in the room, you would see people in hijab, people in brightly colored saris, Jews, Muslims, Hindus, eating tiny egg rolls, and other hors d'oeuvres that my mom would make, and speaking in accents of all kinds. And to me, looking in that room as a little boy, it was a mini United Nations. It was a place that felt safe and warm and alive. A lot like, honestly, the energy I feel in this room tonight. But one morning, I woke up and found a rock the size of a brick sitting in the middle of the yellow shag carpet. Our bay window was shattered, and there were shards of glass all over. I was only 9, and I remember sitting there in my pajamas. They were the kind that had the feet still attached to the... and I immediately knew what this was about. You know, we were one of only a small number of Jewish families who lived in this town. And at school, I had been called names: Jewish Josh, Jew Kike, and kids threw pennies at me to see if I would, you know, pick them up to prove that Jews are cheap. And after 9/11, I was an adult. I was working in the film industry, and I often thought about these memories. And when I began to witness my Muslim friends facing discrimination, I felt a connection. I felt some understanding of the hate that they were facing. And I knew what I wanted to do, which was to make films and create a platform to tell stories and give Muslims a chance to tell their stories. We called the films The Secret Life of Muslims, and that started 8 years ago with Zeba's help and support and the Doris Duke Foundation's help and support. And since then, we've made 25 films. This film, Stranger at the Gate, is the 25th in the series. And for those of you who haven't seen this film, do you mind if I spoil it for you? When Bibi and her family met Mac, Mac was planning to murder them. He had built a bomb, and he was planning to blow up the mosque that Bibi and her family had founded in Muncie, Indiana. And when Bibi met Mac with kindness and understanding, when they came face to face, Bibi and her family changed Mac's life. Not only did Mac end up dismantling the bomb that he had built, but he joined Bibi's community, and they welcomed him in. And when they learned that he had these intentions to do them harm, they forgave him. And ultimately, Mac became the president of the mosque. To date, this film has been seen by 2 million people, or more than 2 million people. And as we see around the world, division, hate crimes, I feel that now more than ever, we need people like Bibi and Mac to share their stories. I speak for our whole team when I say we're grateful for this honor. This kind of recognition gives us strength to keep going. We feel your embrace and a connection to all of you. And it makes us want to keep telling stories that might help us imagine how the world can be. A world like the living room in my childhood home, where we can all talk and laugh together while we eat tiny egg rolls and stand together on that plush yellow carpet. So thank you very much.